Good day everyone and welcome back to my playthrough of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. In this episode we're going to make our way to Snowpoint City via Mount Coronet, Route 216 and Route 217. As always, if you enjoy this episode, please drop a like and please subscribe to see more episodes of this walkthrough. I do release episodes every single day at 1 o'clock, so if you hit the subscribe button you'll be able to get updated with those as soon as they get uploaded. Now, we rejoin where we left off in Celestic Town, and we're going to enter through the eastern side of Mount Coronet. So of course we've already been around this area of Mount Coronet. We're entering for the east side of Celestic Town. If you enter from the west, you come in from Eterna Town, or Eterna City rather. So we've already checked out this part of Mount Coronet. We've already caught everything that's available here. So for now, we're just going to pop a Super Repel and try and keep the wild Pokemon away from us whilst we pick up all the items available. You'll note that for now, we still have the Riolu egg in our team. Infernape hasn't come back just yet, though he may do, in order to gain the XP as we go through. So if you come south from this eastern entrance, you'll see there is an escape rope on the floor. There's also a few areas for us to use our new hidden machine Strength, which we're going to do. So you'll see if you push this rock south, there's actually nothing you can do. You can't come through this way. It's only a method of coming through if you're coming from further south than this from Mount Coronet. So for now we'll just leave that. But we can keep coming to the west, heading towards the Eterna entrance. So we can Rock Smash here and we can use Strength on this rock to the north. And just above here, we can quickly pick up this item, which is TM69 Rock Polish. So you'll see that just off to the west, there is the Eterna City entrance. We don't want to go that way, so we're just going to head back up to the north. We'll push this rock out the way. And when we were picking up the TM for Rock Polish, we did see another item in this small cavern. So we'll Rock Smash our way along here. And we should be able to pick that item up. And that item is a rare candy, so a very useful item worth picking up. And once we've done that, we can then continue to the north and head up this path here. And if you continue along the path to the west, there is stairs down to the Mount Coronet basement level. You'll note there's an extremely large amount of fog. Of course, to clear this, we need to go into our Pokétch, go across to the hidden machine section, and use the hidden machine for defog. Rather interesting, there's a lot of fog within the basement of a cave. I'm not sure how that's possible, but game mechanics. So now we've cleared that, we can smash this rock and pick up the item. The item here being a bag of Stardust, which can be sold to shops for a small price. There is actually another item just below the bag of Stardust. If you click on this rock here, there's a nugget hidden within the rock. So that can be sold within the shop to a much higher price, 5,000. Once that's done, you'll see this lake here. If you surf across this lake, there are several items available. One on this little item here, on this little island here, there's the item Light Clay. What Light Clay does is if you give it to a Pokemon that has the move Reflect or Light Screen, it'll extend the duration of those moves, so you can keep those barriers up for longer. On the northern side of this lake, there is a Max Ether. And then if you continue up to the north, smash through the rocks. Actually, I'll go and get the item in a minute. There was one item on the right hand side of the lake, but first off, we'll smash this rock and then use Strength to get this other item here on the western side of the lake. So now that's done, we can quickly grab this item, which is a bag of soft sand, which increases the power of ground type moves. Now we've got that. If you continue up to the north, where there is the path onwards, Cool, that's good. That's actually why I didn't use my repel there. I was about to say there is one new Pokemon available in this area, and that new Pokemon is Clefairy, and as soon as I drop the repel, we find it straight away. So Clefairy is obviously a fairy type Pokemon. Pretty poor stats, so I wouldn't recommend using this, though its evolved form Clefable is very strong, pretty bulky with good defenses, so that could be usable for your team if you're looking for a fairy type. Though of course we are not, as we have Togekiss in the team. So Clefairy, thought to live with others on quiet mountains, it is popular for its adorable nature. So now we've caught exactly what we were looking for, we can put another repel up. Though for now I'm actually going to add Infernape back to the team, as I note that most of my team is now caught up with him in levels. Everyone's at level 48, 49-ish. So we're going to put him back in the team, so he doesn't fall behind in levels. And then we're going to keep pumping these repels, as there's nothing else new to find in this area. At least on the ground, anyway. So if we continue round up this little bit of stairs, we can use strength here to pick up the item here, which is a revive. And then if we continue on round the outside of the lake, there is one more item for us to find here. Now as we smash through these two rocks, you'll see the item that's up here is a full restore. Now heading back to the area just north of the lake, there are these two rocks here. If you click A on the rock in the middle, you'll find there is an Ultra Ball hidden inside. And then if you head up this northern path to where the exit of this dungeon is, if you click A on the rock, you'll find a second rare candy from within Mount Coronet. So 2 levels available there, which is good. Now, something interesting about this lake is that this lake actually is the only spawn place for a unique Pokemon. The unique Pokemon is the Pokemon Feebas. So for those unaware of Feebas, it originally came in Hoenn and was extremely difficult to find, as within the Hoenn region, the lake that it spawned in, you could only find Feebas in 4 of the tiles specifically, and those 4 tiles changed for every trainer and changed every day. And this lake here is no exception. So within Sinnoh there are actually 6 tiles which Feebas could spawn on, and every day the tiles change for each trainer, so it's almost completely random. We're just having a quick fish around here, just seeing if we can get lucky. I don't expect we will, but just having a quick fish around. The worst bit about trying to catch the Feebas is that its spawn rate is reasonably low compared to Magikarp as well. So even if you accidentally stumble upon the correct tile while surfing around and fishing, there's no guarantee that Feebas will be the Pokemon you find. So there's no telling if you're even on the right tile. Feebas can be found with either the good or the super rod, so of course here we're using the good rod to attempt to find it. There is another method to kind of guarantee that you find a Feebas, but I'm actually going to do a video specifically on finding Feebas in the future, so I'll detail that in there. Well, it's got good IVs. That's a Magikarp. As I'm not planning on using Magikarp or Gyarados, I'm not going to catch this. And I think that's enough with trying our luck for Feebas. We'll leave it for now and then proceed on with the journey. Oh, need to remember to pop another super repel as we turned it off before we got on the lake. So if we continue up this north path, you remember there was a staircase we could go up. Heading up here, there's just a simple path round which leads straight to the exit of Mount Coronet. There's no new Pokemon to find here, so no need to drop the super repel. And you can head just straight out and find yourself on Route 216. So Route 216 is snowing. You need to be careful, as when you get into Pokemon battles, there will be the hail weather condition. So this means all Pokemon except for ice types will take damage. So if you're planning on heading up this route, make sure you've got plenty of healing items on you, as your Pokemon's HP will be gradually chipped away. So the first trainer we face here, just after the first patch of grass, is Ace Trainer Blake. And he uses an Ambipom, which is the evolved form of the Pokemon Apom. Manaphy here should be able to take this down pretty swiftly. Yep. Easily done. Gabite's obviously still a couple of levels behind. I think we're going to level him up in the Grand Underground after this episode. We can just go down there and maybe find some electric types which we can use his ground typing on to gain some good XP. My thoughts were to try and go in the Grand Underground and face off against, I think you can find Shinx and Pachirisu down there. Both of which, when you fight against them, actually give really good EV training as well. Pachirisu gives a boost to the speed EV, and Shinx gives a boost to the attack EV, which is perfect for our eventual Garchomp. So I will probably do that after this episode, once we're in Snowpoint City. So you'll note there are a couple of patches of grass on this route. I'm just going to quickly try and run down this Super Repel, so we can face off against the two Pokemon we're trying to find. There we go. Now we've done that, we can wear it down and hopefully find a Pokemon battle without the Repel. So the first new Pokemon we can find here is this, which is a wild Sneasel. Sneasel may actually get added to our team, as I've not had a huge amount of confidence in Drapion so far. Though I wanted Drapion's poison typing for a counter to Fairy, and its dark type for a counter to Ghost and Psychic. I haven't found Drapion to be that strong, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring in dark type Sneasel, and also the ice typing of Sneasel will be good against grass and dragon types. It feeds on eggs stolen from nests. Its sharply hooked claws rip vulnerable spots in prey. So we're going to quickly check out its summary here. Oh wow, we're very fortunate. So it's prevented from flinching with inner focus ability, and even better, it has the exact nature that I was looking for. It has the adamant nature, which will increase Sneasel's attack and reduce its special attack. So Sneasel as a Pokemon is reasonably good. It has pretty high attack stat, around 95, and it has excellent speed of around 115. However, it really excels once evolved into its evolved form Weavile, which has half-decent special defense of 85, but excellent attack and speed of 120 and 125 respectively. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get Weavile until much later in the story, as you only find the Razor Claw required to evolve it just before Victory Road. Anyway, we have now found the second Pokemon which is new to this route, and the only other Pokemon newly available in this route. It's the Pokemon Snorerunt. So this is the baby form of the Pokemon Abomasnow. It's a grass and an ice type, and if you're looking for an ice type or a grass type for your team, you could do much worse than Abomasnow. It is very strong. It lives on snowy mountains. Having had little contact with humans, it is boldly inquisitive. So we're just going to send that to the box, as we're not looking to add this to our team for now. So now we've caught Snorerunt, we can just pop another Repel and carry on with this route. I'm actually not sure we need the Repel, as there's not much grass left on this route, so we'll just heal up Sneasel and then move onwards. So for now, we're going to ignore these bridges and paths. We're just going to continue along to the west. Another Snorerunt. So as I was saying, continuing along to the west, you will find another trainer here. This trainer is Ace Trainer Maria, who uses a Golduck, a Sudowoodo, and a Ponyta between the levels of 33 and 35. We then encounter Skier Edward, who uses one Pokemon, Sneasel, level 35. Continuing along, we get here, which is Snowbound Lodge, which if you want to, you can go in and heal up your Pokemon. We're actually going to go back, however, and explore this raised area up this top path. So if you come up, and then you go along this bridge, you'll see there is another trainer here, which is Ace Trainer Laura. And she uses one Pokemon, which we have not seen yet before. I don't think, anyway. This is Lopunny, which is the evolved form of the Pokemon Buneary. It's actually fairly strong, being level 37, so be slightly aware of that. Lopunny is a normal type, so you shouldn't have any issues taking it down, particularly if you have a fighting type. Though Lopunny is very, very fast, so be aware of that. Manaphy with its Surf will take it down in one hit. Yes, indeed. So, assuming you've fought all the trainers like I have, I imagine your team is probably a pretty similar level to mine and pretty over-leveled for this point. There are a couple of hidden items available on this route and the next route, so just make sure you have the dowsing machine out, because you can use that to find the hidden items. Just across this northern bridge, there is an ice heel. And you'll see there's a lot of movement above us in the northern area. I don't believe we can get up there without having the hidden machine rock climb, so for now, we'll just leave that and we'll come back to it when we need to. Across all these bridges, you'll see that this just takes you all the way back to the beginning by the entrance to Mount Coronet. But just by that bridge, if you go to that little incline bit on the west, you'll find yourself a full heel hidden within the floor. So now we've found everything that can be found there, currently anyway, until we have rock climb. We're going to come back here and we're going to go into Snowbound Lodge, where we can use the bed, take a power nap, and heal up our team. There we go. So heading out of here, there's one little bit of Route 216 just to finish, which is to face off against this trainer here. He is Ace Trainer Garrett, who uses a Mr. Mime level 33, a Machoke level 34, and a Sneasel level 35. Now we faced off against him, we're actually going to quickly re-heal as we took some damage. And then we'll proceed on with this route. So now that's done, we'll head out. And we're back on Route 216. So if we continue up to the north, past the trainer that we just battled against. Yeah, we're going to use a repel here. Yeah, if we continue up to this north, you'll see we enter Route 217, where the weather takes a turn for the worst. So it's blizzardy conditions, which will make it very difficult for you to see. Immediately upon entering Route 217 as well, we'll face off against this trainer here, who is Ace Trainer Dalton. His first Pokemon he sends out is the evolved form of Pikachu, so he sends out a Raichu. Now this isn't the best matchup for me. Raichu is very fast and has high special attack, so you have to be a little bit careful as it can do some serious damage. As my ground type, Gabite, is not quite yet up to level and up to scratch, I'm actually going to switch out to Infernape and let him take the hit. He puts up a light screen which will protect his team from special based moves, and it will reduce the damage pretty massively. Fortunately for us, Infernape, I've got him built out as a physical based attacker, so that light screen will have no effect on us. Milestone then, level 50 for Infernape. Our first Pokemon, I believe, to get to the halfway stage. So his second Pokemon here is going to be a Pelipper, which is of course water and flying type. So we're going to switch into Electivire. It's worth noting that some of the Pokemon on this route do reach as high as level 38. So the difficulty is definitely scaling up a little bit on this route. And that's Pelipper taken down. Some good stat increases there for Electivire. Now, the Ace Trainer Dalton's final Pokemon here is a Hippopotas, which is level 38. But thankfully, as it's Hippopotas, not Hippowdon, it's not particularly strong, being unevolved. So we're just going to switch into Manaphy with the type advantage, which will take it down in one hit. There we go. Now, there are many hidden items within this route. I'm going to try and see if I can help us find them all. So the first is just southeast of this lone tree, which is a bottle of PP Up. Just north of that, there is this skier here, which is skier Madison, who uses a Snova level 37. And then just north of her, there's another item embedded within this really deep patch of snow. So if you eke out a little gap, click on it, and you'll find a nugget hidden within the snow. We're then going to head over to this east side where there's a trainer to face off against. This is Ninja Boy Antonio, who uses 2 Zubat, a Golbat, and a Krogunk. And then just to the east of him is Skier Sean, who uses 3 Snova and a Golduck. So once you've defeated Skier Sean, just between him and the Ninja Boy there is an item hidden in the snow, which is a full heal. Proceeding up to the north, you'll see that just by this patch of trees there's a bottle of iron, which is not hidden, it's just a little Pokeball poking out of the snow. And then if you continue on to the west of that bottle of iron, you'll find that hidden in the snow there's an item just here, which is a bottle of calcium. Both of these are EV raising items that you can give to your Pokemon. North of this, there's another Ninja Boy trainer. He uses a Skorupi and a Golbat, both level 35. If you continue northeast of him, you'll find sat in the snow a little Pokeball which contains TM07, which is for the move Hail. And 3 spaces directly below that, there's a hidden protein also within the snow. Continuing on to the east of that, if you go and use your dowsing machine, you'll find an Ultra Ball hidden in the snow just to the right of this patch of trees. Coming back to the west, where this house is, you can find in the snow there is a Pokeball for TM100, which is for the TM Rock Climb, but also gives you access to the hidden machine for Rock Climb. So make sure that you pick this up. If you're going to pick up any of the items on this route, make sure it's that one. If you come to within the hut and speak to this hiker here, he explains that he lost the TM for Rock Climb whilst in the snow. And if you try and give it back, he says that he appreciates your honesty, but lets you keep the TM for Rock Climb, and also gives you the Icicle Plate. The Icicle Plate is, of course, another one of the hidden plates for the Pokemon Arceus, and also an item that boosts the power of Ice-type moves. So now we've done that, we can proceed on with the route. Obviously, we can't use the hidden machine for rock climb yet. In order to do so, we're going to have to complete the Snowpoint gym and get the Snowpoint gym badge. Back in the northeast part of the route, there's another skier trainer to face off against, who is Skier Bjorn, who uses a Mantike level 36 and a Sneasel level 38. Hidden just south of him is a Max Revive within the snow. If we continue onwards up to the northwest, we find another skier here. This is Skier Lexi, who uses a Marul and a Clefairy. Both are level 35, so not much of a challenge. If you come just south of her and use your dowsing machine again, you will find an Ultra Ball hidden within the snow. You don't actually have to use super repels around here. There's no wild Pokemon to be encountered within the snow. If you come to the northeastern side again, above where we fought off against Skier Bjorn, you'll find there's another house with a girl outside. Going into the house, we find one woman here. If you speak to her, she'll give you a new item. The new item she'll give you is called the Spell Tag. So if we quickly have a look, we'll see what that does. And what the Spell Tag does is it works similar to a lot of the other items we've got, in that it boosts the power of a certain move type. And in this case, it will boost the power of ghost type moves. So we've got quite a few of these items now. Pretty much every type of move we can boost. Coming up just above the house, you'll find a little girl here who says about using the dowsing machine, which obviously we have been doing. And within this patch of grass, there is a rock, which is a rock for evolving the Pokemon Eevee into its ice-type form, Glaceon. As we do not have Eevee yet, obviously we cannot evolve it into Glaceon, so we'll ignore that for now. Within the patch of grass around this rock, there is one new Pokemon which can be found. So we'll just have a little ferret around and see if we can find that. And here it is. So the one new Pokemon that can be found on this route is a Medicham, which is a fighting type, and it's the evolved form of the Pokemon Meditite. So of course, as we haven't caught one of these before, we are going to catch it. Oh, didn't like that quick ball. So Medicham is a psychic and a fighting type, though its stats are very, very weak. It's got very poor stats all the way around, so I definitely would not recommend it for a team. In other games, it does have a Mega Evolution, but even Mega Evolved, its stats remain really, really average. So I don't see why anyone would ever use it. Proving rather elusive to catch, however. Looks like we're going to have to switch out here. Try and weaken Medicham a little bit. Otherwise it's definitely not going to catch. So we're going to quickly switch to Gabite, although it uses high jump kick and it misses. And when you use high jump kick and miss, you actually do half health damage to yourself. So that might be enough of it weakened that we can just quickly switch to an Ultra Ball and catch it straight away. Hopefully that is the case. That'll make things easy for us. And there we go. So there's Medicham caught. Eventually. So, Medicham's Pokédex entry. Through yoga training, it has honed its sixth sense. Its movements are elegant. I wouldn't call it elegant. It looks like it's a nutsack with legs. Anyway, now we've done that, we can now proceed onwards with the route. We've found everything there is to find in this northeast section, so we can now head over to the west, where there's one more trainer for us to face off against. This trainer here is Black Belt Luke, who uses a Krogunk, an Onyx, and a Machoke. Now we've exited that large area of routes, you'll find just before the patch of grass there is one final trainer, which is Ace Trainer Olivia. Now Ace Trainer Olivia opens up with a Roselia, level 37. This obviously could cause a bit of issue for our Manaphy, so I'm just going to switch straight out and not risk taking a large amount of damage, especially when Manaphy's already on fairly low HP due to the hailstorms that are going on around Route 217. So I'm going to switch out to Infernape. It's going to use Giga Drain, which actually did more damage than I expected, considering it's not very effective and quite a lot of levels lower. But we'll definitely take it out in one shot this go. Now we've got the type advantage, so we're going to use a Flame Wheel. And there we go. Now the second Pokemon used by Ace Trainer Olivia is again level 37, and the second Pokemon she uses is a Seaking. Seaking is the evolved form of the Pokemon Goldeen, which we, I believe, caught quite early on in the story using our fishing rod. Seaking's a mediocre Pokemon. It's got sort of high attack, so it's a physical-based water-type Pokemon, though most strong water-type moves are not physical-based, so it's not particularly well suited to that. It also has quite low defenses, so it's not particularly strong. You should definitely be able to take it out, especially if you've got an electric or grass-type Pokemon. So as Electivire here will demonstrate, one Thunder Punch and it's down. So that's Ace Trainer Olivia, who's the last trainer on Route 217. Once you've defeated her, you can continue across this grass patch, where you can find the same wild Pokemon that you can out in the previous grass patch near the Icy Rock. Along with Medicham, you can find Sneasel, you can find Meditite, the pre-evolved form, but that's only in the morning and afternoon. You can find Snover, you can find Machoke, and in the evenings you can find Zubat and Noctowl. Continuing up to the north, you'll see here we're now at the Acuity Lake front. However, we're not able to access Acuity Lake just yet, as there are two Team Galactic grunts guarding the entrance. I don't see why we can't battle them to get them out of the way, as we have previously, but for now we're just going to have to continue on through this path to the east, picking up the Ultra Ball along the way, to find ourselves here, which is Snowpoint City, which is the area for our next gym badge. So if you head to the east of the gym quickly, you will find there's this little outcropped area cut out of the tree line. Once I find my way in, if you go into this little right hand side of the cove, if you push your way in there, here we go. There is an item at the far right hand side, which is a hidden Hyper Potion. There's one other thing we want to do here before we end up. So we're going to quickly heal up our team and then we'll go and do it. Actually, we'll heal our team afterwards, so we're going to save up there anyway. If you head up to the northwest house within the town, if you speak to the blonde girl by the table, who has this Torchic sat next to her, if you speak to her, she will trade you a Haunter in exchange for a Medicham. Some of you, of course, will be thinking, oh, brilliant, a Haunter. That'll be the way that I can get my Gengar. However, I'll show you here, as we did catch a Medicham, I'll do the trade. I'll show you here why that's not the case. So sending Medicham across to Mindy. Goodbye, Medicham. And back down, in exchange, we get Gaspar the Haunter. For some reason, Haunter's data is adding to our Pokedex here. I'm not sure why it didn't add when we had Haunter in our team previously, which is interesting, but either way, glad to get it done. So she says that she gave Haunter something to keep it from evolving. So if you go within your box and you go over to Gaspar here and check his held item, you'll see he is holding an Everstone. So the Everstone is a really useful item, not just for stopping your Pokemon evolving if you don't want it to. It can also be used in breeding, which if you breed a Pokemon, then the parent holding an Everstone will pass its nature down to the egg Pokemon being hatched. So it's really good if you're trying to breed a perfect IV Pokemon. Anyway, we're going to leave it there, and we're going to save here before the Snowpoint City Gym, and we'll get into the Snowpoint City Gym after we've trained up our team a little bit. I really hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.